Hello, Enrique.
Morning, Pierre.
How are
How
you
are you?
doing today?
Very good. Very good.
Very good. Okay, great. So, great to have you today. Guys, welcome back to our BIM Cafe. For those who do not know, yesterday was the birthday of Enrique, so that's the normal that he is just a little bit slower today, but just I will
Exactly.
try to
Exactly.
compensate on my side. So, so I hope. How
Forgive
was
me.
the
Forgive me for this, guy. Forgive me for this. But then my birthday shouldn't be the day before the BIM Cafe anymore.
How was the, we need to plan it accordingly to our birthdays, man. And just we cannot go differently. How was the concert yesterday?
Oh, very good. Very nice. Yeah, you can still maybe feel the effects of my voice.
Okay, so you were singing as well. Okay, so
Completely.
guys, welcome to the our next Beam Cafe Academy. I have Academy afternoon, so just I'm used to it. So welcome to our Beam Cafe. The one things which I would like to share it today with you guys is really just to go a little bit through the next episode. So just it will be a little bit different than we did before, because on the all of the previous we went through all of this again and again and again. And I think we are done. I think we are we are done in the way how we will just be trying to do the recaps. So I think our understanding is that all of our audience are just available and understanding what's going on right now on the beam. So we will not repeat this. We will just go very briefly through the recap, and then we will just jump into some more interesting things. Why you fail, why you will not be able to implement BIM in your business. And I think just also just talk about the readiness assessment. So I think this is the one thing which is really important for me, to start to getting your feedback as well, and try just to get together with us. Come, just at the end, of course, if you wish to share your stories on the web, on our discussion, come over. We will just IT you. We'll just talk about the 2 3 different things, what works, what didn't work, and we can just start to sharing with the audience. Thanks for all of the participants who are just sending them the different messages. So this is great to see you guys, and I'm happy and thrilled that we are intriguing different countries and the different people. We have right now guys from Nordics joining for some of the sessions. So thank you very much. For those who do not know, we're just streaming on the YouTube, on streaming on Twitter. I think we're streaming also LinkedIn. That's on our accounts. So
Yes.
whenever you need to see us, and just jump and see us. So
Pierre,
if we go, yeah, sorry, go ahead, Enrique.
I can take the floor for this small recap. Just gonna be very, very briefly now because we are gathering so many information already since we started. This is the 8th episode. I want to remind you that if you have a specific interest on any of these points, all the episodes are available on the events in LinkedIn and also under our new YouTube channel. So take a look at the description of the events, or you can also let us know, contact us through LinkedIn, and we will send you all the lists with the videos where you can review 7 times, 10 times, as many times as you need to understand what is being, what does offers, and so on. So just briefly, what we discussed and we've been through this session is the concept of BIM, remember visualization of information, the thing that BIM and they are not, what is related, the linked data, what we use BIM for to reduce the costs, increase productivity, and also save some time on the project. The main actors who use BIM, architects, engineers, constructors, facility manager, also focus on manufacturers, and some investors, the people who put the money, and how do they affect on their inversions. And also we saw the benefits that the technology, the methodology BIM can provide to these investors outside or beyond the technical aspects. So how can also affect the planning of the human resources of the company, the marketing plan, sales, and so on. So this is also important to know that BIM doesn't only affect the technological side in terms of how am I delivering my products or services. Also, the company gets some sort of adaptation to the methodology in full. And lately, on the last 2 episodes, we just went through a small concepts from BIM, which are the LOD, the level of design, and the dimensions of BIM. Remember this amount of information we want to put on the model, and the maturity or evolution of the project of the BIM phase as long as the project goes and evolves. and that's one. We talk about the BIM libraries, very interesting topic, mostly focused on manufacturers, but also for suppliers. How are we providing these BIM objects? How to let them be shown in public libraries, in public ones, in our own libraries, a manufacturer, and the concept of downloading those data from the user, making happen the deals of the sales. So that was sort of a super brief recap of our season.
Right. So just before we will just go forward. I think that the important part, guys, really is just that's what we discover with Enrique and working with some of the clients, and this is we can share it. Not all of the people, not all of the companies will be ready on different layers of looking at the dimensions or looking at the libraries, etc. Seriously, it really depends on the industry, which industry you're in, and if there is if you're the manufacturer, and depends also on the product. You will see the different needs really coming from your end customer, right? And this is something which you really need to adopt, and you need to make sure that you just be very careful listening what the clients wants. One of the remark what we find out, it's the client should not be your distributor. Okay, so that's what we found out on the manufacturing side. The distributors usually say that they know what the clients or the architects or the construction workers will know. That's not really what we discover in our analysis. We have one of the meetings with the clients, who just we went through the whole value chain, on whole of the value added chain, what we are doing in the whole process. And we discovered at the end that the distributor were just mainly focused on the speed of delivery, instead of really just looking for the technical parameters for the building. So that was really the big discovery for one of our clients, and I think this is also worth for you guys to take a look at it. So not all of these aspects will be relevant to you, so just do not panic. I think this is not important. Try just to fit really what will bring the value to your business. I'm just a big fan of the value added activities, and what are the things make sense for you, for your business, just to drive it and make it happen. So as I said with this example of the distributor, his goals was completely different than the end client, and at the end it's just impacting our margin, impacting our customer margin, etc. I think, Enrique, I think this is it for the recap, right?
Exactly. We go to today's topic. So we're going to talk about the readiness assessment, which are the first steps we need to go through to implement BIM into my business. But before to get into detail of the things I need to do, the things I should check, or what things do I need to see within my company resources, let's take a look at why usually this is failed. No, what that we call it the BIM barriers.
Yeah, so
So
that's the one of the things which we discussed it with Enrique, which sentence really to put
yes,
things, yeah, and in
more
front.
powerful one. No?
And I think this is something which I like a lot, really, because it really shows, it's not in my garden and it's yours, right? It's not in my domain. I'm perfect. You're different, and
I
that's
don't
really
need
something.
you, sort of. We don't need you. I am outside the evolution. I'm outside the evolution. Sorry, so we don't need that. Mm.
And one of the things which is interesting for this part, really, just especially when you have that's the reason why the startup are so powerful, are just willing to and just gaining the market and just taking the market from the big players, because they are more agile, right? So, and they just listening more to the customers. I love the sentence of the telephone and just the number of the plenty of messenger voice. It's exactly the same here, which we are hearing from the construction industry. What we're saying is, okay, don't worry, but everybody will need the bricks, right? Or everybody will need the concrete. So just we don't need to adopt it. Just we still produce it, and we still make it the way. We still need the different type of the windows, and we don't care to how we will change it, right? And just they will just still be doing the same part, etc., etc. So I think what we try to do with all of the sessions and what we learn here is just a little bit open your ears to try to listen, especially when you have the company who is just working just long on the market. We also have the examples of the great startups, great small companies coming out from the Eastern Europe and from the just the less mature markets in terms of the construction, of building really everything from scratch, already with the reflection of the full digitization of the supply chain, full digitization in terms of the building the project, exposing the libraries outside of in the external world, making sure that they can use it. I think this is really the power of the beam going forward. No further ado, but I would like just to go to the next slide, and I would like scare everybody, guys. It's just this is I spent 20 years working in the different operational roles as a CIO and the COO and the service guy. And one of the things which we were doing is just that was a heat map. So to show really how the what are the risks associated with the company. Do I need to care? Do I really supposed to worry or not worry? And what I found out very interesting here, and just we found the one of the PhD paper on the, I don't remember the university, but I think that's written in the source, which shows the heat map for the BIM implementation barriers and how the guys that approach it. They go through the papers, they go through all of the publications, the projects, all of the things which was available on the market in the particular in the construction environment, in the BIM environment, and they just look at the results of it, saying just if the project was successful or not, and how, etc. And they build the whole matrix. I will not kill you with all of the details, but surprisingly, coming out of it's not a survey thing. It's really just coming out of the research of the publication. There was a three major barriers which comes up on the top, and one of the things was really that I think if you say this is the B19, which is somewhere here on the top right corner, this is the traditional method of contracting. And this is phenomenal, right? Because it means that you will not be able to adjust and just even implement BIM because you're really thinking like 20 years ago. And you will need the new contracts. You will need a new way of doing. You need the different connection between the supplier and the client on this. And that's phenomenal, right? And just because BIM people thinks this is only just a model, Enrique just he puts it very nicely. This is the information and the visualization. So
Good, good, good. You stick with that concept. Yeah, yeah.
after eight time, I'm able to
Yeah.
get into that. That's but this is something which is you see this as the complex world, right? So just if you will forget to make sure that the contracts are modified in the way that it can support your rapidity, the changing of the models, the graphic design, etc., you will be completely off, and that's your projects will fail. The other two are just more about the change management which you have there. I think this is I noted B17, B19. No, the B17. I think it's yes, B17 is just a social resistance to change. Classic, okay, but that's not really related only to BIM. This is related to all of the change management projects, and which we can assist you as well with the different projects, but with the different programs. But change management, of course, it's not a rocket science. If you will not prepare the people to start using different tools, you can say it. And we have examples, and also in our company, right? We are trying just to build some stuff, in terms of the leading the customers and building the leads, etc. And we were just using the Excel on the beginning. Right now, we moved to the different tool. We're just using the Salesforce, and the resistance moved from the Excel to Salesforce is even in the small company like us. It's just amazing, right? We from time to time we're using the both, right? So that's not a big thing. So if you wish to change it, take a look at some of these researches. It's not only about the modeling, it's not about the tool itself or not the IT part which is behind, but all of the things related to how you implement it and how to make it sure that you just put it into the projects. My God, I think I'm just very talkative today, Enrique.
Yeah, yeah. You need to help me up today, Peter. No. And I also want to display this small survey that talking about the beam barriers, another one you can see, guys, on the source if you want to take a deeper look at. But for me, it's very interesting taking a look at the two main different barriers that display on the survey. This is from people on the AC construction industry, the sector. So the lack of BIM training, not BIM expertise inside the firm, and I will also highlight the different knowledge between external and internal stakeholders. So
Okay, I think we lost Enrique for a second, so this is good. So just we have the part of the different barriers as he said. And again, this is really just if you look at it and correlate it with the previous slides, I think this is really makes sense for us just to really just get into the discussion, right? So one of the things which is interesting is just the costs are just pretty important there. So I think this is something which will play a significant role. And when you look at the slide before, it's exactly the same thing. So just you will be able to see it, the part related into this as well to correlate it. What we will just do next, and this is just amazing, guys. So just I'm just alone with you right now. I hope Enrique will join us in a second. His network dropped, so just that's very sorry, but that's just really live sessions which we are doing, not registered. So we will not know really how the things will happen. So we will talk about the BIM readiness and readiness assessment as it going. So what you really try to do. Here we go. You come back. This is great to see you back.
Sorry, everyone. My just decided to stop and reboot. So sorry for that. Yeah? Live technical issues.
That's okay. And just I explained that we are doing this live completely, and this is can happen, so it's
Yeah,
okay. And
completely.
that's all. So we went through right now to the readiness assessment on the business side. You want to
Mhm.
come catch from this point?
Yeah, completely. Sorry for that again, guys. So we were explaining here on the readiness assessment what are the things that we will check through in our business, in what to do in my firm to see if I'm ready to implement, to embrace BIM into the company. So they're listed there, the main bullet points in terms of guidance of things I need to do. For example, efficiency of firm communication, because BIM is aiming a methodology implemented, is aiming to improve the communication of my firm. So I need to see if my firm is having an internal and external communication with some potential clients flawless. So we need to check that. Clarity of documents and readability information also important because BIM is meant to standardize and set some sort of order and arrangement within the data sharing information methodology. So we need to see if we already have implemented the standards, how are they, how solid are they, how really homogenized are they through the company. Again, willingness to develop the opportunities. This is also something on the human being that we want to evolve, we want to get more and better. So this is also important to have these characteristics and positivity on the company in terms of develop towards BIM. And a general status of the workflow process to see what are the current roadblocks, where we fail the most, and if this is a need for us to change. So it's a push for us to say, okay, we cannot still do the things like this, or we need to go for a higher speed or different results and so on. And lately the learning capacity, because of course business methodology, that after episode is one thing you guys need to know apart from the visualization plus information, is that this is a wider topic. It's not only to do some stuff on the computer, it involves way more things, it affects the whole company, so we need to learn about this. And this.
Okay. I
Yep.
think it's clear. The business was clear, and then it's just really the people, right?
And the people, yeah, we divided on these two main cores of people and the business, and we can relate to each other. No, so we take the human values and the motivation from the people to innovate, to participate and learn and make bigger stuff, better stuff on that, and also acceptance ability. We display on sorry, I lost the train. When display one of the main roadblocks before was the people that they are resisting towards change, having the ability to accept the new changes and the new methodology is important because it brings you the possibility to evolve and jump into this train of the methodology, right? So understand this methodology and use it through the software. So we have some specific software we saw before on the first session about Revit, Archicad, and so on. There is more software which evolves about BIM, and we need to have those softwares, know how to manage them as well. So we need to check out the resources to see if we need to implement some training, people, or also devices. No? For example, I think I need a new computer because mine sometimes during the live decide to shut down. So this is a case ways to check.
I hear it. I hear you. I hear. Okay. Okay.
Good. So all these put together in a pack. This comes to our proposal. We have the first step. Sorry for the typo on the on the title of the slides. By the way, just realized.
No, it's just we are checking with the people. If you have just found the typo on the slide 13, so that's the purpose what we're doing it. Just
Okay,
clear this
exactly.
around.
Whoever said the first, they will get the 35% of discount on the premium session. Good. So putting all this together in terms of an offer, this is the things we would like to get through. We would like to see, to evaluate the situation of the company and propose a customized and tailored solution for you. As Peter said before, this is not the main scope. You're talking about the manufacturer, contractor, distributor. The solutions are not always the same to be implemented. Of course, it depends on the size of the company, the capacity, the resources, human resources, and also technological resources, and your market as well. So it's important to give a customized solution for our customer, because BIM doesn't implement on the same speed and phases and also intensity, let's say, on the different businesses.
Interesting. So now I'm moving around here because I see some messages coming on my channels here as well. Just so
Mhm.
just a question saying, how much time it will take to do this kind of assessment? What's really the duration of this kind of assessment will be, Enrique?
Well, I will say that
Tough
initial.
question, I can tell you, huh?
It's a hard question, yeah, because it depends, as I just said before, depends on the size of the company. But of course, this is all this readiness assessment comes to make a plan. Okay, the ultimate goal of this is not when we finish the BIM readiness assessment. It's not saying, okay, BIM is in your company, you're good to go, all good. No, this is to create a plan. All this is to draft a plan, a customized plan, how BIM is to be evolved. So the BIM readiness assessment, I will say, it will take between 3 months around. Put it more if you want to have a higher development on the company, or a bit less if you want to do it smaller. But let's take the frame, 3 months plus minus 1 2, okay, depending on the things we need to go through. And later we draft, we set a strategy, which is the BIM implementation plan, and we probably will be our next topic. So
Mm.
this is the first step going through. Mhm.
So I hear what you're saying in terms of the planning, and I think you're right. That can take us up to the 3 months. But the way how we structure it, guys, and I think this is Enrique was right in the way on in terms of the timing from the beginning till the end of the assessment. But just let's try just to go a little bit into more granular part. So just I think that the importance really part is really the first week when we establish the really the definition with the board, usually with the board or the CEO or the guys who are just really just have the part of who just understand the importance of it, and try just to build a plan. What you guys really need in terms of the deployment, right? And I think that's also the assessment will be also looking at the way to see what's your appetite, right? We will not go for the stuff which is not needed to assess if you don't want to go into it. If you don't want to interact with the different external world, that's fine. So we will not do the assessment of the part of the supply chain and et cetera, and we will just remove it. So this is varied. The first week is really essential when we can just establish the planning, what we need to check it to make sure that we can do. And out of it, as Enrique mentioned, will be the strategy plan and the project plan, really. And if you wish to go with our help as well on the project plan, we can just assist you just on the as a part of the PMO or just a part of the project managers who can just go on the weekly basis to check what's the progress, what are the things missing. It's like an independent body just to check if you're doing the job. It's just like
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Also, part of the BIS readiness assessment is to set a strategy, as I said, and this also means the training and educational workshops. This is the last point we said there on the staff. This is important part that make aware not only the board members, because we need to get their acceptance, sorry, also to display and organize those training. And this takes a bit of time. They can be deployed during the strategy phase, the implementation phase. But we need to coordinate this. This needs to be, because it's not the same that we are facing a staff of 10 members or 100 if they have this knowledge of BIM or that one. No? So we need to start from visualization plus information, or we can start straight ahead with the coordination of the models and so on. It's important that we need to take a closer look to all these and display a customized solution. I think is a keyword on this: customize the solution for you.
Very good. I think that's really it. So,
Mhm.
and then it comes up to implementation plans that we mentioned, right?
Exactly. This is only a small appetizer for what's coming next. As I said, in the business assessment, we see, we observe, and and foresee the situation, more or less how is the company's situation in terms of adapting BIM, and we build the strategy. This will be the ultimate goal of the BIM of the BIM readiness assessment, to build the strategy, and after this implementation plan, this strategy plan, BIM should be already running. It's not like work functionally by itself; it should be already running. So, and this is the longer path that can take more time or less, depending on how many levels or dimensions do you want to achieve with BIM. No, I want to
Mhm.
have running project on 7D BIM within 6 months. Okay, we need to work 24/7 from today, not from yesterday maybe. So this, it depends on the customer, the customer's goal and the level of maturity we want to develop with him.
Okay, so just guys, this is what we will be covering next week. So just
Mhm.
that's we will go more into the details next
Exactly.
week. I love the questions which comes up really on the on on one of the chats. Can we start next week? The answer is let's talk about it, but I think say no. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You will have the at the end you will have the link to our agenda, so just you can just click and book the meeting if you wish to. So I think it's really important to get in it. So just next week, we start next week the assessment. Let's think about it. I don't want to say no, but the risk is just I think we will not be able to do the next week. So sorry for that. Yeah, sorry. I try to respond to.
Okay, so closing the today's topic, the summarization. Was that the thing? My business is already ready to implement BIM or not? Of course, support from the board members, the staff, and the resources needs to be trained, know about the methodology or the tools. And lately checking that we have all the methodology, technology support inside, or we need to invest on it. Now, this is main few bullet points to summarize the things we need to go through: capacity, acceptance, okay, from high level, from the staff, training, getting ready, let's say the hardware or software and materials and so on. A bit of summary: don't get overwhelmed. If for you 1 week is too short, we do 3 months, we do 6 months. If 3 months are too long, we can do 2 weeks, 1 week. This depends. It's a customized solution depending of how much you want to get and how quickly you want to get it to. Okay, we're gonna be also realistic. We're not gonna you want 7D BIM implemented tomorrow. You're gonna say, okay, we are not your guys because we are not magicians. So
No, no, that's normal. This is the common question which comes up usually. Can we just do this by the? Usually it comes, guys. One of the things which I observed last year is just the pressure comes in the month of November, December, when the usually the CEOs and they try just to prove to the boards that they just advance with their topics. This is not a 1 week topic, as Enrique said.
don't
Okay, so
no.
just please, this is not a 1 week topic. We cannot implement BIM. It's not it's not a software. Even the software you're not implementing in the 1 week. So just please make sure that you will just spend the time with us a little bit behind. We can prepare you for the project plan and just for doing the review, really how to implement and what's the realistic stuff. We do not have any interest just to give you the short time or long time. We have the interest really to give you the right time, how
Mhm.
much time it will take just to get into the fully operational. Depends on the level of what you want to achieve at the end. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the
Also, quality above quantity, and we can say that sometime on this is
This is what comes after your birthday. Unbelievable. So I'm just like,
Uh,
you need to
you,
tell me more what's happened yesterday.
you can see how mature I am now with 30, right? This is I just speak wisdom all the way around.
You're so wise after your birthday. I don't know. Something happened, I think.
Well, guys, closing this, we're gonna check on the next episode again the BIM implementation plan and how we will carry out a successful BIM implementation after the readiness assessment, and also with some of the topics that BIM situation worldwide, analysis of the BIM implementation and development in several countries in the world. I talk about this sometimes, and there is several countries, Nordics, the UK, some of them also in North America, that they are implementing minimum levels of maturity if you want to go to the tenders, the public tenders. So it's something that you need to see, like, okay, for example, if I want to participate with a eligible company on the UK to participate on the small tenders, I need to have this minimum level of maturity, not just give you a wider scope how the BIM is moving worldwide in terms of requirements.
Fantastic.
And lastly, we want you.
Yes. No more birthdays.
No, we want there's a call for action for everyone who are listening or watching. Whenever, guys, we are willing to invite people here to discuss about BIM. We want to hear different voices, not only Pierre or myself. We are a bit boring already after 8 episodes, so come here to share your experience about BIM, your questions, your doubts. Anything you want to know, you're more than welcome. We can do it live. We can record. We can send some question by email, contact us in LinkedIn, whatever. So it's a call for action that we want you to participate and close this season with a bit of more collaboration from you in
Exactly.
live.
Exactly. And if you wish to be on the streaming, this is fantastic new experience, guys. So just come
Yeah,
over.
it's so
Uh,
cool.
just you will see. It never goes as you plan. Okay, so it's, it's something which is fantastic. So come over, join us, share with the others. We have right now the pretty stable audience, and it's growing slowly, which is good sign. We would like to go slowly with the project. So thank you for all of this who just participating. And as I said, if you wish to get in touch with us, the best way just to book directly the meeting into our agenda. You will see the information, in the link below the invite below the event. And I think that's really it for today, isn't it, Enrique?
Yeah, that's really it. We just sadly we close in the last one. Thank you so much for all the participants which played last the readiness assessment offer as is come from our today's topic. Contact us LinkedIn through the booking channel system. We set our meetings and we're waiting for you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for the participation.
My God, I become big at the end. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
Sorry.
Good.
Thank you. Thanks, Enrique. Thank you very much, everybody. Looking forward to see you next week at 10 o'clock Friday. You can also just see the replies later on. My God, we run over time this
Oh
time.
yeah. This is we're getting like real streamers then. Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
See
Thanks,
you.
Enrique. Take care.
Bye.